What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into The Challenge, Season 32, Final Reckoning, The Affair. This episode, we had Paulie drama, couples drama, and Shane, where does someone score that hat? Hashtag asking for a friend.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Ooh.
Drop top Porsche, rollie on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain.
Oh, yeah.
Cardi B straight stunning, can't tell me nothing, bossed up and not
Oh,
changed.
yeah.
Oh, hey, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I was in the zone there with that
Oh,
song.
gosh,
right?
Dan was dancing.
Dan, how do you not know this song?
Yeah.
How do you not know this song?
I know that Cardi B has a sister named Hennessy who was on Chance vs. Stars. That's what I know.
Exactly. I'm with you with that
tidbit.
knowledge. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Pamela Gross, and I will be unpacking it all for you with the rest of our lovely hosts tonight.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Yang, Challenge Fanatic, and I'm super excited to talk about this episode and how much action there was, because you know I'm all about the action and not about the drama.
Oh.
Yeah, well, on the flip side, Danny Drama here, the Dan Lindgren. Oh, I'm not allowed to do that. Just Daniel Lindgren. Hi.
What's going on, guys?
forgot.
Good to see you all again. Thank you for joining us. As always, David Christopher. How's it going, guys?
All right.
Good, man.
It is going great. So tonight we are going to be covering DCC again. This time it's not Dan's Conspiracy Corner. It's Dan's Couples Corner.
That's right. As you all know, I'm a love expert, so I'll be
Yes.
breaking that down.
Well, I don't know
He is
about
professional.
that, but we will be going over the couples and we'll be giving our spin on what's real, what's not. You heard it here first.
That's right.
Just kidding. But we do have news and gossip for you. And then we got to talk all things Paulie, so let's roll right into it. Let's just start where it ended with this Final Reckoning / double cross / redemption house elimination. So, does someone want to take away the way the game this broke down? The way that it even got to that? I don't even know what to start
I'll
with.
say this. Considering Paulie is from the Big Brother house, he got a complete episode here on the challenge,
So-
and good
Yes.
for him for that, but
Yeah.
not the way, I don't like the way he did it, but yeah.
What does everybody think of this episode before we dive into Paulie and
Yeah.
his fight? Overall, did you enjoy this? What do you think?
think Justin.
Justin.
You guys know what I'm here for. I'm here about the competition. I'm here about the fights, not about the drama.
Right.
With that being said, I mean, it was an enjoyable episode. You know, you got to see what was going on in the Redemption House. You got to see a double cross. It was good. I really, really, really like Paulie, and I know a lot of you in the chat agree with me, right? A lot of you. I mean, he doesn't play the game scared. He has a ton of targets, you know, just like people going after him. But I liked Paulie. I like this episode. I just want to see more competition. I want to see an actual elimination and a challenge. Can we get that in one episode coming up, please?
Yeah.
You know, Justin, I have to agree with you, man. I really like Paulie, too. I love that he is not afraid. I love he's calling everybody out. And I feel he's somewhat of a decent performer from what we could see so far. I'd like to see him actually get in there and go head to head with someone, especially like a Zach or even like a Kyle or, you know, something like that would be awesome. But I totally agree too. I think, again, it's more of kind of the soap opera stuff, and then we get a little bit of the challenge where I want to see more action too. So I agree with you, Justin, and hopefully that kind of flips as we get further in the season.
He's getting in their heads. I just want to know there's a line to be drawn in the sand, and I'm not sure if he went over it with this
Is there,
one for
though?
me.
Well,
Well, for me, I'm just a huge Brad and Brittany fan, and I just don't like what he did.
Also, I understand wanting to play psychological warfare, and that's not always smart though when you're putting a giant target on your back. So
That's the next
as
thing to
much
get
as
into.
he's so as much as he's saying like I'm going to get in their heads, it's like you're also putting objectively two of the strongest teams, making them actually hate you. You did it the first round, which is why you were in elimination to begin with. So wouldn't it behoove you to play maybe a smarter game than as loud of a psychological game?
I like Paulie in the sense of where I feel like he's the only person here who's playing for $1 million. I mean, does anyone else not know that they're playing for $1 million? I mean, he said any edge, mental edge, psychological edge, it's not about the physical, and I totally agree. Did you see Brett look like he was about to cry? Talking about diapers, but like, oh, better change your diapers. Right. Bro, you need diapers because it looks like you're about to crop your pants and cry when he told
Brad.
you about that. Right? Now, I got nothing against B-Rad, rerolled San Diego,
Right.
okay?
So on that, we'll get to that, whether it was too far or not, because I agree with you. I have a 50-50. I don't really know how I feel about it. I mean, it's great TV. I love Paulie bringing the drama. This episode, whether it was drama heavy and not enough competition, as everybody has their feelings on, never a dull moment, whether it was whether the competition was happening or not. also, I have a conspiracy on that, which is I know that MTV and CBS, this is no secret of merge. That's why they're bringing all these Big Brother people and Celebrity Fear Factor. So I think they're introducing us to a sort of hybrid of Big Brother challenge format, which is going to take over from the traditional format. I mean, I think there still will be a challenge, but we'll see it evolve into a little bit more of a Big Brother style show instead of a straight up competition show. I'm guessing
it's swaying that way this season.
I mean, it's the end of the challenge as you know it, the final reckoning. So they've been hinting at that. So I mean, you might be right.
Right.
Next season we might see more of a different style of the challenge than
That's
we know.
my theory.
There's 32 seasons of this, and eventually it's got to change. You have to change
But
your
it's
format.
doing so well. I love it.
I don't want it to change
I don't want it to
personally,
change either.
but
Listen, I'm 83, and I've been watching
Nice.
since I was
Nice.
19. No, I mean, it's been on for a long time, and I will continue to watch it until I die. And I like when the OGs come back. I like when the new people start to grow on you. When we watched Champs vs. Stars, I was like, Jose. I always hate the new people for like a season or two until they grow on me. And that's what's happening now with Jose. I'm like, all right, I know him. Like, who's this, other... Jose's still silly.
Yeah.
All right, so the elimination. The whole Redemption House goes to a double X Factor.
Double cross.
Pull the cross.
cross.
The team that pulls the cross chooses who they're going to battle against. The other two just go home.
lame, boring.
What do you think?
Go ahead, Jay.
Well, I'm just saying on the subject again of Paulie, I think it's a bit fitting that he actually pulled the double cross.
Well, that's something we have to address. Some of our fans were saying.
I just think it's totally based off chance.
Well,
right?
let me just address real quick that some of our fans were saying they wanted us to discuss the theory behind them not having the double cross pulled from order arriving into the elimination house. Do you guys have anything to
that's
say
what it
about
should have
that?
been. I have no idea why Paulie and Natalie got to go second. That's like a behind the scenes thing that I'm not sure how we're gonna figure that out.
I don't
no
necessarily
idea.
know if it was intentional or not in terms of the actual order, but I felt like you kind of like had your decision slip out of your hands, right? So if you're the other teams, it's like you didn't even get a chance to pull the cross. It's like, oh, sorry, you pulled it. Sorry, you're not going in, right? So and then everyone else, it's like in the very end, it's like I feel bad for the girlfriends, even though I kind of don't because their boyfriends were kind of being douches towards Paulie. But it's just like you don't have that opportunity. Even Chuck was like, I don't even have a chance to compete. Like I didn't even get a chance to do anything.
I hated this. I wrote down, give me skills. If I wanted the four of them to like literally just put them in like a pit and let them just wrestle it out or do something at least competitive to get to that point. Let them all four teams go head to head and then narrow down to two and then one.
Do you think it was like a flip of the coin? What do you think
Oh,
determined the order?
Sure chance.
How can you really? There's nothing shown, and then how do you really determine?
And I think people in the chat are saying that it was a random draw, it was a random selection, and sometimes that's just pretty much what it is.
And
It's
if that
still
makes sense,
random,
if before they rolled tape, TJ or whoever, the producer just pulling out, oh, these guys go first, second, third, that's fine.
Yeah.
But we don't know that as a viewer, so it was just a little weird to see them go second when they just got the house the night before.
It's hard, but there are many unfair things that happen in the challenge.
Oh, yeah.
That is where I thought Paulie did play a good game by using the psychological punishment. They were going to pick Josiah and Devon
Jose,
anyway.
no
There's
matter
no
what.
way that they were going to pick Brittany
It's
and Chuck or Jemmy and Jenna.
Win-win for Paulie.
So him
Right,
saying, like, I'm doing it to punish you is just a dagger, which... Smart or not smart, we can dive into.
We
It
should
certainly
dive
is
into that.
upsetting. Okay, let's just take it away. All things Paulie, let's go.
It's just interesting the way that he said it. He kind of said it like he was cutting a promo for WWE. Like, I'm going to take him out mentally and physically, and when you're done, you're going to be out. Like, the way he said it, I was like, am I watching Hulk Hogan, man? I was just waiting for him to, like, rip his shirt off.
What would Paulie's wrestling name be?
Oh, that's a good one.
Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Paulie the Poltergeist. Oh, no, Paulie the Plunger. Or, like, Paulie the Plunger.
He's a heel.
No,
He's a heel.
he sticks it to everybody. He sticks it to everybody.
Whoa.
Paul the Plunger.
He's a heel.
He's a heel.
Hashtag
I like that.
Paulie the
I like
Plunger.
Paulie the Plunger. I like it.
Nice.
So, yeah,
I like it.
I just thought it was just kind of interesting because, like I said, like a lot of times the newbies, the Big Brother, they play this game scared, and
He's not.
I gotta say that there's a lot of cliquey alliances on this show, and I like the fact that he stuck it to everybody. Like, Kyle in the beginning of the episode, he thinks he's like hot shit, but he's really cold diarrhea. He's treating like Cara Maria like all like bad, and he's like, oh, are you sad that your boyfriend's gone and all this stuff?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's like, Kyle, you're nobody, man. You're nobody.
Yeah.
In a weird way, Paulie has nothing to lose because everyone's gonna be gunning for him anyways. In theory, because he's like the new guy from Big Brother or whatever random show, right? So why not go out with a bang and have some fun with it? And that's what he's doing. And again, he crossed the line with the Brad thing to me because you saw. Really? I feel so. Brad's face was destroyed.
But dude,
I loved it though.
What did Brad do though? Why are you so mad at Brad? What did he do? He's just hanging out.
I'm not mad at Brad at all.
All right.
But I feel like in this game, you need every single psychological advantage you can get, and the fact that he worked. He threw in all the girlfriends because he knew it would shake up Zach, it would shake up Brad because of the fact that your boos aren't here, so maybe their game's messed up, and the fact that Brad was dishing it to him. So you can't expect Paulie to just be like, oh, okay, everything you say about the diapers, I'm gonna say that and not gonna throw stuffing at you. But if it wasn't true, it wouldn't bother you. So look at Brad. Yeah. He's kind of like, oh my god, like I need to have a talk with Brady. Maybe he does think that. Maybe that's some insecurity on his part.
Right. No,
David,
absolutely. I completely agree because one, the guy is getting dissed on by 3 other dudes. You know what I mean? He lost, which in my opinion was not his fault at all. So it kind of sucks. Wasn't. So he can't beat him physically. He's got to try and take a jab and defend himself mentally at least, right? So what's really going to hurt? What's really going to make an impact? Because they're sitting there clowning the guy. They're laughing at him. He's just been defeated. Like, I give the guy credit. He found a dagger and it worked. So he got a little bit of like redemption, And so I applaud the guy.
It's hard because you could see if he did the same thing to Zach. If he said, "Yeah, Jenna was boning Chuck in the house," Zach would have been like, well, whatever, dude.
It wouldn't work.
Right. There has to be a little small crack in the relationship for that to.
Absolutely.
And for that to hurt that hard.
What's interesting too is that Brad and Kyle did send in Paulie, right? Exactly. In the last episode. So there is that beginning. So they kind of started it, I guess.
Although
but that was Kyle.
Trying to smooth things
That was
over.
Kyle. That wasn't
Not
Brad.
anymore.
That's why I don't. It sucks.
But that's the thing is that's your partner. And Johnny Bananas said it before. All's fair in love and war and challenges. Everything. I think anything. I don't think that there is a line to cross because any single advantage you can get to get someone to get thrown out or anything else like that, you got to take it. $1 million is on the line.
Right.
We're not here to make friends, dude. You're here to win money.
Yes,
having
absolutely.
alliances is part of the winning money. It's not all skills. It's everything, and you have to play it all smart. Speaking of smart, what would be a smart thing to tell our listeners?
Yeah, AfterBuzz. Hey,
viewers.
guys. Our network produces after shows for all of your favorite shows. We got sci-fi, reality, dramas, etc. And what you guys got to do for us, please, subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to all these other YouTube show channels that we have. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. Yeah, just like a tie at a redneck wedding. Optional. I don't know.
I always wear mine.
So hit that subscribe button, guys, and make sure you subscribe to all of our shows, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And also, thank you to everybody joining us in the live chat. We want to hear from you. We know it's random, but if anyone has any insight about that, that'd be awesome. Also, any questions you have, we love and appreciate you. Thanks for being there with us. So let's just talk some smack right now. I want to talk about Johnny and Kyle. Number one, Kyle, man, who do you think you are? Like one season wonder. He was so cute the last season, and now he's just cocky. He did say one thing smart. He said about Bananas, if you don't pull the trigger on him first, he's going to pull it on you, which is keen. Again, Kyle's sharper than he lets on.
It's just so weird
he's
because
so cocky.
I mean,
right
from
now.
Last season, right? Last season he's kind of sweet. And he's
Right.
like flirting with Cara Maria, and now it's like he's been working out. He's got his hair plugs on. I'm like, I don't know who he is now,
Who is
but
this guy?
Who is
I'm
this
like,
guy?
he just walks around with like an inflated chest, and Brad is like, he's so seasoned. He's been doing it for so long, but he's still like I love Brad.
Yes.
I really do.
Oh, you do?
No,
Okay.
I do.
I
Right?
was
people watching,
concerned.
I love Brad, but I'm like, dude, it's like I get it, but it's like you haven't won anything. Like you haven't really done anything, So it's like you've gotten far in the past.
Him
few
and
challenges.
Tori won.
Him
Him and
and
his
Tori
girl.
close, too.
They
He's
won.
so
Yeah,
close.
So for me, I don't know. I think with Kyle, it's just like, dude, humble yourself a little. Otherwise, someone's gonna humble you.
I do like one thing that Kyle did tonight when Shane was be giving a hard time by Bananas. He said, "Don't worry about him. He said, don't apologize to him." Like bananas
After
will be
Bananas
fine.
left the room, though.
Well, he yelled
Bananas left
it through the
room.
glass at him. He yelled it through the glass at him. I mean,
It was fun.
What's funny is Kyle's like one of those types of people, like, and if you shout outs to Jersey Shore, it's like he's like the situation where, like, if you're getting in a fight and there's cameras, so like, hold me back. Like, I can really see Kyle like not really starting stuff with anyone.
I feel like
so,
that, yeah.
So when he was going with Paulie, he's like so far away.
Right,
He's
like,
well,
up
what are
in
you
the
gonna do? What are
stands,
you gonna
like-
come at me now, right? But there's like so many people like separating. So,
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I agree. He needs a lot of people to have his back. Before
I mean, I
he'll-
agree too. And I was on Kyle's team. I liked Kyle last season. I thought he was
Me
awesome.
too.
I liked his attitude. He was fun. But I will agree. This season, I just feel like there is a bit of an arrogance to him, and I feel like I agree with you, Justin. He kind of thinks he's hot shit, and it started to rub me the wrong way. And I really feel, like you said, he's gonna get humbled in some way sooner or later if he keeps that up.
I hope so. I mean, he did join a power team, and he is a good competitor, which now we know. I think he played under the radar last season and charmed us all. And now I don't like if I like the new Kyle.
I don't know. We've only seen like one competition.
is he a
right?
good competitor?
That's like, we've only seen one competition so far this season. So I'm like, how do we know? But they did win it.
And he
did
was
win that
consistently
competition.
good last competition.
Last year, he was. Yeah,
He was
amazing.
always good, and now paired with Brad, So let's talk some smack about Johnny Bananas
Oh my
now.
God. I feel like, and I've said it before, I feel like Johnny Bananas can dish it, but he can't take it. Right?
Yes.
So Shane is dishing it to him about like, so it's very smart that you're trying to figure out who the vote is coming from.
that's
and the
shame
fact-
for yourself. Yeah, that's
And
shame.
anyone would.
And
try to
anyone
figure
would.
out.
And the fact that Johnny Bananas was getting so pissed, it's because if it wasn't true, it wouldn't bother you. So
Absolutely.
obviously that's true, right?
Yep.
Obviously
Right.
that's true, and he knows it, and he's just getting all defensive, like, Shane, what's the big deal? Like, why would you go around and start doing this and just start doing and I'm like, bro, just relax. If it wasn't true, like, no, I didn't vote for you.
Bananas also, right, he is the classic gaslighter, like, oh, what? What are you going to do, have us confess our votes every episode? And he's like, well, I'm asking, did you vote for me? Like,
Exactly.
like
But
you're
no, I didn't.
crazy to ask that. It's like, I'm not insane to ask that. That's a very normal question. Like, who did you guys vote for?
I just love
Right.
that whole little just segment, and they're kind of going back and forth, and just Shane. I mean, Shane cracks me up, man. He's like, what should I do? Like, write a note?
Right.
Like,
How would
Should
you
I
prefer
write your note next
that I ask you in a tone like
Bananas
you
is
like?
known for his notes, so it made sense.
Oh, which was
True.
ridiculous of the
was
last.
funny.
But I feel like Bananas is just one of those guys where he's just so slimy, and everybody knows that he's the
Right.
villain. But like Zach said, he only flirts with rookie chicks. Right?
Speaking of
Absolutely.
slimy, he was putting that lotion all over what's her face.
Angela.
I'm like,
Angela.
Angela, you got a boy back home. I'm like, if I had a girl back home, I would not be sitting on another guy's lap. I would not
Here's
be
the
lotioning someone
difference
else, right?
between a boy and a man. All right,
Here
let
we
me
go.
tell you
Yeah.
guys.
Yes.
Tell me.
Bananas had his little moment where he's like, "Did you serve her fur pie or whatever?" His
Yeah.
Oh,
vagina.
clams?
And you went to write
Yeah.
clams. First of all, you guys, I could have come up with 20 more
Right.
like vagina analogies for food. I was like, fish
Kayleigh
taco.
wasn't-
Come on, you guys.
Kayleigh
you got
wasn't getting
nothing?
it, though. It was like,
Kayleigh
nah.
wasn't getting it. It was funny. That is a little boy. Let me tell you what a man is. And this is back to Brad. Shane was trying to get him to like be like, well, the cat's away. He's like, so Brittany's not here. I think she'd be running around saying like, oh, I miss my Brad, but you seem fine. You seem great. And Brad was like, no, I love her. She's the love of my life. I miss her. I want nothing more than to have her back in the house. And Shane was like, oh, good. Like,
Yeah.
he wanted that to go another way.
Right.
He wanted him to be like, yeah, even just to bro out, whether it was true
No,
or not,
Brad
to be
put
like,
his- Brad-
guys
Brad-
gotta do. But a man is like, nah, I love my girlfriend.
That's it.
That's cool. Even Zach has graduated, and not to steal the Couples Corner thunder,
No,
we can
it's-
go into that next. But Zach has graduated. I'm no huge fan of Zach. I've never liked him. I thought he was a little boy, a little
Trapped in a
little
Thor's body.
a Thor boy man. And now he seems to be a man about a not to keep using the man, but he's a
He's
mature,
definitely
someone
mature.
that's saying,
Yeah.
I love her, she loves me. I'm talking about it on national television. I realize what I always had. It's heartwarming. Let's go into Couples Corner. Break them down for us. Give us the couples and we'll
Yeah, all right. We'll do this. Dan's couples corner here.
dance.
Couples
Corner.
Corner.
The first one I have is Brad and Brittany, and I'm just wondering. I think that they are definitely. I don't know if they're still together. I haven't. I think that they are.
I think that they
and
are.
I want to say.
Chat, I'm sure you
I
know.
want to say that yes, I believe this is a real relationship, and they're not doing it to help each other with the show. It's more about the love. That other stuff is just a bonus.
I 100% agree that they are real. I think that there is something
Justin,
going on.
next topic.
They're very,
No.
very real. Very real. There is something, obviously, beyond even what we're picking up on, that the first thing that Natalie and Paul were told when they come into the redemption house by Jose And Devon, who don't really know all the players involved, is like, this girl's crazy over this guy. Yeah. Something must be going on that we're not seeing. I think it could just be that she was so hurt at that age when you have no answers to someone you love leaving you. I get it. I do think her and Brad are real, but I think there's a lot of unresolved feelings with Chuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that.
Okay.
I feel like there's something real with, but the way that like her and Chuck are, it kind of makes me. If I was Brad, it would kind of make me feel a little bit uneasy because it
Clearly we see that
It doesn't
happening.
seem like the lines are. You're talking about lines being drawn. It doesn't seem like there's a clear line or distinction. I get it. They used to be together, but I don't know. It just kind of is like she's kind of flirtatious and kind of. I'm like, this is your ex.
She does, and she doesn't deny that there's still love for him,
Yeah,
or
she's
I'll
fully
always
said,
like him, or
I'll
I'll
still be in
always
love
love
with
him.
him.
Well,
She literally said that.
It was always, like, if you were if anyone has a partner that they love and then that partner leaves them and that it's never concluded and you're heartbroken, I'd always be upset about that person in my partner's life that it's not resolved.
It
it's
doesn't.
not like they
It
broke
doesn't
up
help
and they
living
didn't.
with them again either.
Yeah.
Like this is like when we break up with people. Like I don't talk to them anymore. You get to have that time apart.
They're an
it's-
ex for a reason.
It's
man.
the lack of closure. Like, I don't think Jordan's jealous of Tori and Derek. I think when you're super secure,
Confident, comfortable
there's
in your
no... Whereas I do think it's solid, and I do think that they love each other. I think he's got unease because I'm sure she would have unease if he was living with Tori too. Like when it's a long, serious relationship with a lot of unresolved drama, and you have to live with them and partner with them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want. I mean, I don't blame her for going crazy, and I don't blame him for getting like.
There's definitely still that like
Kubrick stare.
weirdness, like you're saying, Justin. There's that blurred line, kind of. I mean, even to the fact of how she literally like walks around in her underwear and
With her
lounges with him.
ex-boyfriend,
Yeah,
Right.
that's kind of weird.
Right. Again,
I feel like she never wears pants
Yeah,
though.
she
Like
really
no
never
matter
wears
who's
pants.
around. Right.
It's even worse with her ex-boyfriend, whom
Of
she
course.
still is in love with. So she said.
It's just kind of funny because like your ex-boyfriend is in the current house with you, and the current boyfriend is like in another house, which is like close by, like it's kind of like 5-10 minutes, like close by. But I don't know. I mean, in the chat group it says the jury is out on Brad and Brittany from Shaboogies. She didn't tweet about him once this episode. So
she is
I
in
don't know.
Mexico, I believe, right now. So maybe she doesn't
Okay,
have
maybe
like
she
the
doesn't have
internet.
reception, but
Yeah,
let us
so
know about your theories.
We will have Brittany on at some point, guys. So don't worry, we'll get her take on all this.
My next couple is Kayleigh and Nelson, and if that's real, and I think that
Well,
poor Nelson is
He's
going to
so
get hurt.
sprung. He is
He
so
is.
sprung.
He's sprung, baby. Hey, Kayleigh's gorgeous. I would be sprung too.
I have a quote
I
from
know.
Kayleigh. When you hurt me, I will do anything to hurt you back.
I like that. I like
Anything.
that.
Good
Good accent.
That is my, like, Nelson comparing him and Kayleigh to Zach and Jenna, w'ho've had like a 10-year off-camera. He's like, how do you know it's not just the game? And Zach like had to take everything within him not to be like, oh, you. And he was like, well,
But
there's
it's just
more
it's
to that.
interesting because she said that Nelson started a rumor that I hooked up with Bananas, but it wasn't a rumor.
It
Actually.
happened.
They kissed.
Nelson
They
found
at least
out.
kissed.
Yeah.
Right.
So why are you upset at him for telling the truth? Are you just upset because he exposed that it actually happened and you were kind of seeing him but you didn't want to? It's like and plus I mean Nelson like flew all the way to freaking England and where she was from Prague, and I'm like for one night I'm just like
It's a 45-minute flight. I mean, it's
no, but still I'm just like
He's really
Yeah.
putting
I think
himself
he's
out there
really smitten.
a little
Yeah,
too
he's very
much.
smitten, yeah.
and I think she's very mean to
was-
call him a delusional lunatic on live
Oh,
TV.
it was so cold. That was so cold.
Yeah,
of
she was
her.
cold. That's where. So I think she might really, because she said, "Oh, the reason why I was so hurt is because I cared about him." These are the emotions of a 9-year-old. So like, I believe that she has legitimate feelings, but they have not evolved past 4th grade level of like, you upset me and now I'm gonna destroy you.
It's also one of the things I've noticed where I feel like when people are in front of the cameras, they're very different than when they're off. So who knows? Maybe their relationship is blossoming. Not
Well,
when
you
the
also
camera's on.
you also
Yeah.
don't want to come off as like a horrible person. So by her saying to him like, "Yes, of course I still like you," there's a camera right here. She sees
right.
that it's here.
Right.
I don't like him, but I can't tell the world that. I mean,
Well, 007 or Adam 007, one of our fans tweeted that they got into a physical fight last night and that they have been dating ever since this season.
Nelson
ended,
and
taping.
Kayleigh.
Nelson and Kayleigh.
Oh.
So they just got into a physical fight. This is and Nelson.
things are going well.
Issued
Right.
Nelson issued a statement, a very blanket issued a statement. I love made a Twitter that said right,
tweeted.
right. He made a Twitter. I told you I'm 87. I can't.
It's okay, we forgive you.
He made a tweeter that
You'll get it.
we've got the tweet.
Yes.
So that said, like, I don't condone violence with men and women on either side, and it's frowned upon.
Is it
a very weird?
Is it shade that when Zach said, in order to have a relationship like me, because he's giving Nelson relationship advice, he's like, in order for you to have a relationship like me and Jenna, is you have to find a girl like
Right.
Jenna.
No.
Is that
Right.
kind of like a backhanded compliment? Like,
That
I
was
think I would.
well said.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta find a girl. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
man. You gotta find a girl like Jenna. I was like, okay. I was like,
And Jenna's fine. I mean, what does he mean a girl like Jenna anyways, though, you know?
Barbie Beast. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta find someone who's a tall blonde.
I think he meant, in his defense, like a ride or die chick that will stand by you even when you say horrid things. Like, I've so many times have been like, no, Jenna, no. And I guess,
And she still stayed
know,
with Zach, or tried
egg
to.
on my fate. Right, it worked out for
Yeah.
them, but she really was devoted and did not slam him when he did crap. So a girl like Jenna, what I think means is that we'll always have your back.
No matter what you do.
I
Yeah.
mean,
No matter what crappy things you do.
You're right. You shouldn't be able to do crappy things, but I
Yeah.
think that's what he means. Whereas Kayleigh sure didn't.
Yeah.
The second there was any strife, she sold him down the river.
What's funny is Shibuki says, you have to find a pushover is what he's saying. It's what Zach is saying.
Totally. You're right.
to what
You're
Zach
right.
is saying.
It's right. A girl
Got
that
it.
will take any crap from
Got
you.
it.
Jeez.
Got it.
A doormat.
I agree.
There was one more relationship I wanted to briefly talk about, which was Bananas and Angela, and I think it's very interesting because I think that Bananas might actually like her. Is that weird for me to say?
Hot take. Hot take.
Because he says she put on that bikini. I know it's a physical thing, but like
He said the same thing to Natalie.
Natalie, yeah.
I feel like Angela's
What?
like Natalie 2.0.
What? Okay, but besides hooking up with her, what benefit does he have with her in the game?
She's fun.
I
I think he really does like her as
Thank
much
you.
as
That's what I'm
Bananas
saying.
has the emotional
I
capacity.
don't think she can help him win
as
this
a
thing.
sociopath
But the thing
to
is,
like
he's
anyone. but-
able to manipulate the rookies because the rookies have no idea how this game's played. But he always cozy up. I mean, he's single. He's not dating that snowboarder anymore. So he's like single. He's trying to cuddle up with someone. So you
She's
know.
not single.
Travis
though.
Pastrana, who was he with?
I think her name's
Hannah.
Oh, Hannah.
Hannah something.
I was just, I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
the word.
she's not single, but I mean, she's acting like she is single.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
Why would
Angela
you be sitting?
is not single.
Yeah. Why would you be sitting on Bananas?
No
It's like
good
kinda-
can
yeah.
come from this, Angela.
No, I
what
know.
kind of guy are you dating that's like, it's like, yeah, that's my
And
girl.
apparently they live together. Angela and her boyfriend, like they're serious
I'm like,
enough.
Good,
It's
they
not
can
like-
watch it on their
know
couch. They can watch this
Yeah.
episode on their couch together.
Yeah,
They're
not no more, huh, Justin?
Yeah.
If you guys can look it up now, find out if Angela and her boyfriend are still together.
They're on the couch together.
Yeah.
I was just, he was just helping. I couldn't
Right,
reach my
right.
back. It's really, it's far back
I
there.
always sit on random guys' laps with
and
oil
he
in my
like
bikini.
rubbed the rest in with his I don't know. It was all disgusting.
It's like
Spray.
itty bitty thong and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh
That's
my
not.
God.
We don't. That's.
Yeah.
You don't do that when you're in a relationship.
or
Yeah.
not in a relationship.
Yeah.
The tough questions in life, David. I don't
You
know.
You have her sit directly like on
Right.
you. You know? I'm like,
If she side saddled, it wouldn't have been bad, of
Yeah.
course.
Of course.
Right. One person was in a relationship with someone else. If they were both single, they can rub each other's lotions wherever
Absolutely.
they want.
Of
course.
But like, you know, I don't know. And he deserves to have fun, if that whatever we want to call it. I don't think he's faking it. I think he's attracted
Yeah.
to her.
Me too.
There's nothing in it for him. I think he does find her attractive. Why not?
He's single. He's in a
Yeah.
nice place, having
Sure.
fun.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? I love these are two just funny moments that I noticed in Couple Dumb. One is Chuck going, Brittany, you know I'm a competitor. It's like, from what? Are you the one? Like, how
You know
would
I don't
she
quit,
know?
man.
Right, like, you know I'm a big
You know I don't-
competitor. Like,
We lived out in Hawaii together. It's
yeah.
rough in Hawaii.
You show me with my long
South
blonde
side
hair.
of Hawaii, bro. South
right.
side of Hawaii, bro.
Right on the beach. You know that beach on South Side
I
of
know,
Hawaii.
but hey, hopefully we see Chuck in the future seasons.
Yeah.
Because I never want to see him compete.
We do. And
Sarcasm?
then the second funny moment was when Derek, Tori's ex, came in with the clue. I did catch, Tori, I love you. She gave him a real hard look up and down. I was like, oh, you know, all the exes are exes for a reason. It got a little bit of it. Was like,
Oh, she
like I
did?
saw- oh, yeah, it was really funny. If
Conspiracy?
You noticed. It's not a conspiracy. If you pause that, maybe she was just anxious to hear the clue. I'm not trying to call her out. It's like, he's a good looking guy, but it was like, how
Really?
you doing? Not to him, like for her side. It wasn't like with him.
She Joey
was her.
Tribbiani him? She Joey Tribbiani
Definitely
him.
Joey.
Tori.
She joined him.
Did you Joey Tribbiani? Joey Tribbiani would give the how you doing. She just sort of was like, yeah, all right,
doing?
cool. There was a reason for this.
All right.
All right, yeah, like what I'm seeing.
Almost like
It
a
was
Phoebe?
good.
She
Yeah.
Phoebe'd him then?
She Phoebe'd him like, oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, any more couples we gotta go over?
I don't want to get into Zach and Jenna. I think that they're solid. So I don't want to. Yeah.
Okay, so we got it. They're fair game too. I mean, we sort of got into them. You need a girl like Jenna. I think that they're in it for the long haul. At least
I want to know, I don't know if we can find this out, but I want to know what Jenna did wrong in the relationship, because I was told it was always Zach that was I didn't think so either, but Zach said they both made their mistakes.
That's just kind of what like a guy will say, just to like not like if you're the total
Thanks for enlightening me, Justin.
No. I mean, no, seriously. If you're like a total a-hole, you're never like, no, like it wasn't just all me. Like, she argued too, like she hit me too. Like, of course, like you would never ever just be like, actually, it was all me. Jenna didn't do anything.
I feel like we're in agreement though that Zach did the majority of the wrongdoing.
Yes.
I'm thinking this is why it didn't work out.
Like I'm sure, it always takes two people to have a relationship and to have fights and issues. So sure, I'm sure there were issues that she contributed to in the relationship as well, but cheating, abusing, being a real shithead.
Yeah.
I think he gets not knowing your significant other's name. I think she's got the it's like Tony saying his baby mama's like both did bad things. It's like you might have done more bad things, Tony.
Exactly.
Yeah. So all right. Well then let's go into you got some news?
I got plenty of news to share with you guys.
Man.
News time. The first thing was kind of mentioned in the comments, I think from like episode 1 or 2, but did you guys know that Devin was originally Johnny Banana's first partner? Yes. But what had happened was, this was really bad, but Devin's father had passed away, so he was actually going to be on the show, and he was actually pretty much there, ready to go, and he just had to go right back for all that. And I think that maybe that makes a little more sense on why they did the whole Johnny Bananas thing at the beginning with no partner. I thought they were doing just to mess with him. But I literally think that Devin had to leave, and they had no... And it kind of worked for the episodes, weirdly.
Exactly.
But
Also, in the preview, we actually see him as a mercenary. So he's going to come back.
He is going to come back. We know that.
He's definitely going to come back. And I know a lot of people in the chat, you guys know that, as well. But yeah, great point.
So that was the first piece of news. Second piece of news, Are You the One Season 7 coming out August 10th, 8 p.m. It's called The Season of Fate. Okay. 22 people in. They're going to have to couple up 11 couples here. So that could be exciting. No? Yes?
Yeah, do you guys watch?
Because a lot of those people, might end up here at the challenge, and I enjoy watching it.
You do watch it, so it's good.
I mean, it's a little bit too much drama for me. So
you're right.
I'm more competition. So.
And you're right, though. In the competitions on Are You the One are god-awful. They're awful shows. They're not good.
There's competition on Are You the One?
They do. Horrible ones, all related to dating and all this
stuff. I feel like this season's turning more into Are You the One? So, I mean, I'm pretty sure towards the middle and the end, when they get rid of all the logistical stuff with Redemption House, which, in the beginning episodes, that's what they do to set everything up, you will get more competition and more elimination.
Am I the only one that thought the other two couple was hoping that Jenna and Jemmy, Brittany, and Chuck were going to be back in the Redemption House when they got back? Boom! Wouldn't that have been awesome? That's what I wanted!
I would like them to just stay and be, like, in Bachelor in Paradise, they have the bartenders that, like, just stay and comment.
There you go.
I would like Jemmy and Brittany maybe to stay as the commentary bartenders. Cool. It would have been fun.
All right, and my last piece of news is CT is rumored to be starring in a new reality show spin-off about his personal life.
Yes.
Did you already cover that?
We talked about it last while he's getting married, and they're going to possibly make a spin-off about his marriage. So who knows if that's real?
He said stay tuned when asked about this reality show.
I would love to just like see a reality TV show of just CT all day, like old school CT, CT Dad Bod CT, like anything CT related. I would just love to see.
But let's fly him out to Paris, France, and let him like relive his old days. We'll put like a long-haired wig on him, and he'll be back in real world Paris.
Tell me you got my back, Adam. Tell me, because you don't got my back, bro. You don't got my back.
What was that guy's name? Adam. Poor Adam, man.
Or just him and like Wes, also like, who's scared of you now? Who's scared of you now? Like his like old school like Boston days coming out.
The fighter CT, OG CT.
I'm gonna smash his head in and eat it.
Again, a man now. CT. He's grown up. Like
so mellowed.
That's not cute forever. CT's always my go-to. Like I wanted to see how Paulie was being perceived overall, and CT just looked like this.
It was almost like he related.
He was trying to figure out, should I admire this young buck, or is he really shooting himself in the head?
If you remember, Zach also had a meltdown in an elimination round too, like where he threw the helmet at everybody. So I mean, it's not the first time someone's had a meltdown in an elimination, because it's tough, right? If you lose, people start talking crap, or like, oh, bye.
Emotions are high,
and it wasn't even his fault. He stood there. He did it in like 10 seconds, and then just was standing there like this with his like little thing like this, sledgehammer, like okay, I can't help you.
Now, Natalie, who had a really good showing in the competitions, mentioned, has she never won an elimination?
It's in her head now.
Yeah.
She's a head case with the eliminations. She lost to, was it to Cam? The other?
Yeah, it was
Cam got her.
Twice.
Twice? She
In
got her?
last season, Cam sent her home in a really Natalie should have won elimination. It was like a gymnasticsy type
Was
thing.
it upside? They were upside
Upside
down.
down.
Yeah,
She got caught
upside down
in it.
climbing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, there's a lot of that. Now let's roll right on into predictions because
Oh,
we
man.
got to see. Oh wait, let's do it like.
Like this week?
Woo, yeah, like a little like.
We're going to do a Wayne's World one of these
Yeah.
weeks. We're doing a Wayne's World one time this week. Yeah.
So we see Tony and Bananas having a fight next week. This is in the previews.
Yeah.
I am here for it, and I hope, God, I would love it if they got into like a fight and got sent home. I don't really
That'd
think
be
that's a prediction.
royally stupid
but it
on
would
the
be.
Yeah.
both of them.
I
I
don't
think
think
they're
they
both
would
too
do
smart
it.
for that
Johnny's way too smart for it.
Yeah.
Tony,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I didn't realize. I mean, Tony looks huge next to Bananas in that picture in the preview
I
they
think
showed.
I
Why
think-
is he so big?
I think a lot of it is Tony and CT are probably the same size, and Johnny. I mean, Johnny's been in the studio.
Right.
I mean, he's not over 6 feet. Like he's stacked. He's really really buff, but I feel like also it's just kind of like the way they play their parts, and
Right.
like obviously they had a protege, big brother relationship, but Tony's like ready to move out of his shadow. He's definitely won a challenge. He won a Chance versus Stars last season, and I think he's ready to move on. And he made a power move last season. So I'm excited to see. I just wish they were on separate teams. It's like I know they want to put them together, but it's like when you have the rivals, put them together. I want to see the rivals go ahead.
Of course, that's the issue I have with a lot of these seasons. The last three, they've just been putting them almost like making work with your rival. They had rivals
Right.
1, 2, and how many rivals seasons they have?
They've had at least
two.
two.
At least
Battle of the Exes, which is kind of like rivals because it's your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
So
that one I do like.
I do too.
There's like sexual tension.
Yeah, that one's fun.
So predictions of next week and also the challenge future. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Well, let's just stick to next week, but then after this, new format.
I think they're definitely going to have more twists. Like, there's so many twists in every single episode, and plus the mercenaries. I mean, who knows?
when are they
them
going to
in.
bring them in?
I think probably in the late. I mean, we're in episode 4 right now. We're probably gonna have episode 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But also with the Redemption House, they might switch it up. They might switch. I mean, who knows? There's so many twists. Let us know in the comments what you guys think in terms of the actual predictions. What
Yeah.
you guys think's gonna happen?
I'm wondering if even next week, if they're even going to do that light up game again, or are they just going to just throw that out and just do something brand new?
Like
and
an actual competition. Like an actual competition.
I predict there'll be over 3 challenge competitions in the season.
Hopefully it's
We have seen 1.5 since
Yeah.
the season started, if you're counting the Grave
Out of 4
Digger thing.
episodes,
Yeah.
1.5 challenges.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, I like it. but
What did y'all think of Balls to the Wall? I didn't even think it was that great. Ooh, let's shove a sledgehammer through a hard cardboard.
I want to see physical stuff. I want to see people going head to head, in a hall brawl, like getting physical.
Yeah, this was nothing.
I want to
It's
see
the
more
real
fights.
deal.
I want to
It's,
see more
it's
competition.
hard because you've got the male, female, blah, blah, blah. The challenges have to be in a way that are that are designed that in an equal way, and it's limiting.
So, like
There-
having a huge sledgehammer for a 5'2" girl is like the same, right?
Well,
So maybe the girls
I got my
hammer as well.
conspiracy. My conspiracy for Balls to the Wall. By accident, Paulie and Natalie were on the wrong sides, and actually, Paulie had a really thin sheet.
Oh, that's
And every single week,
that
and
has
Natalie
to
was
be it.
trying to
That's
pull Paulie's cardboard sheet off with the sledgehammer.
Can I just say
Clearly.
that? I just want to say, what was she doing? Like,
It would have been, I would have thought the leverage would go
like,
down, but
I was watching
who
her, like,
knows?
what
I mean,
is-
the thing is, she was kind of doing it from a horizontal point of view, as opposed to like the hammer is like this, so she's pulling this way. I was like, if you turn it and you're gonna pull it
Break
that,
the- yeah,
that way.
like-
But a lot of it is the hammer looked heavy, and she's a little girl. She
Right.
doesn't have
The
strength
rain
to
did
do
not
it.
help.
The rain did not help.
did
It was
not help her.
slippery, and she's
All right.
right. Imagine if she would have just dropped the hammer.
Yeah,
the other
and
side.
she's in her head. Okay, well, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our show tonight. This has been a wonderful episode with so much going on, so please continue the conversation with us on Twitter and Instagram. My name is Pamela Gross. You can find me at Pamela Gross Joe on Twitter and Instagram and all the social media tweets and stuff. Thank you for joining us, and catch us next week. We will have a guest, so stay tuned.
What up, guys? If you want to follow me on social media, it's your boy Jay Yang
Jenna
on
will be
Instagram.
And Jenna will be back. Sorry, and Jenna will
Jenna
be back next week.
There you go.
Okay, sorry.
You done?
Yep.
I didn't want to
Yep.
cut you off. The Dan Lindgren on Instagram. I put up pictures on there, which is crazy. I know.
Do
nice.
it.
As always, David Plunkart Christopher. It's been fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. If you care to find me, David Plunkart Christopher, Instagram, Twitter, DPR Christopher. Have a great night, guys. See you next time.
See you guys.
Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.